Of course, Pugs, that is James. Hello, James. How are you on this brisk November Eve? Can't hear you. Why can't I hear him? Yeah, I'm not hearing your mic. Let's see. See if it's something I'm doing. Nope.
What about now?
There you go. Now we got him. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the dulcet tones we've been dreaming of. James Parker.
Yeah, so my computer falls asleep sometimes, and it doesn't always reconnect my Scarlet box.
Hey, that's gonna happen. I just did something. I just did something more American than you probably did today. I just within 5 minutes crushed 2 Big Macs.
Oh, that's so fun! I'm happy for you, dude. That is great.
I didn't eat anything all day. I was out. I was running around, and I realized I didn't eat anything. I got to get back. We got to do the radio Misfits, and I thought, man, I want a Big Mac. I go on the app. Guess what they got? They got buy a Big Mac, get a second one, 20 cents. James, 20 cents. You got 20 cents, we'll give you 2. I bought the upcharge.
How much is one Big Mac today?
$17 at a place in Connecticut. No, I'm not kidding. Did you see that story last week?
Because it's something we used to do, because I was on that financial show for like 11 years. And one of the things that's a good gauge for inflation is the price of a Big Mac. And so there was something, just like a meme being circulated around, but it was just a picture of a McDonald's menu from 1974. And what was the price of a Big Mac in 1974?
1974, the price of a Big Mac was $2.25.
65 cents.
Fuck me. Yeah. Really? Really? No way. Let me see what a Big Mac's going for right now. I don't remember exactly what
for it today. Minus the 20 cents for the second Big Mac, which what a deal.
No, I know, but I got their they do this new thing at McDonald's. I don't know if you're familiar with the basket of fries. They figured out a way to charge us $1 more for French fries by giving us just a little bit more.
A basket's an inferior to-go container for fries.
$4.99 and 590 calories for one Big Mac. So I got 2 Big Macs for $5.20 in a basket of fries.
All right.
I'm gonna put one more big shove full of fries in my mouth, and then I'm gonna be done with those for the day. So James, go ahead, take it for the next 30 seconds while I try to do this.
I'm sorry. Welcome all the chat people. We didn't turn the chat on until just now, so we missed some comments there. But are we doing one of the cute outfits today? All right. Well, here. For some reason, I feel like listening to this song.
Hey, Dirk, you ready?
Yeah, I was born ready, Nick. Let's go, man.
Dirk Diggler demo.
Keep the vocals up.
You got the touch. Take 7. Excuse me, Reed.
Yeah.
You got the touch. You got the power.
All right. Well. All right. I don't think we need to hear all of Brock Lander's big hit. I'm glad that you got that reference. I wasn't sure that anybody would. But yes, Brock Landers is, of course, the character portrayed by Dirk Diggler in the film Boogie Nights. When Dirk wanted to go mainstream, he wanted to make a real movie, so he independently financed a small budget film, and it was a karate movie. And he played who he hoped to be a franchise character in Brock Landers. That's who I am today. James, who are you? Who's David Trones?
Oh, no. I didn't mean for you to ask so quickly, but we can go ahead and get this out of the way.
Well, you addressed mine, so I figured, turn about. Maybe that's what you were. I thought you were maybe fishing for me to ask you. So
yeah, that's great. Now here, we'll go ahead and do this now. So this is a guy, Florida man, found guilty of killing his wife for refusing to appear on home renovation reality show. So this couple, and I mean, they're kind of, they're not old. They go and they buy a house, and they're like, we're gonna fix it up, and we're gonna flip it, and they screw some stuff up, and then it's a money pit, and then they're way behind, and then this guy's wife just shows up dead. And he said that he just found her passed out in the bathtub.
Huh.
Yeah, he said I walked in and she was already dead. I guess she just, I don't know, fell asleep in the bathtub or, beat herself up and then fell asleep in the bathtub. So, no, he killed her because she was,
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably because she didn't want to go on the home improvement show.
do we even care for
You look like a responsible
Not
family.
really. I told the story better than they did. But yeah, that's what the name is from. Not to pay like homage to him or something, but it really is just a jump off point to tell that god awful story of like at what point in this guy's mind, like he made it, I think he was 42 or something. Should have looked. How do you go like the first 42 years of your life without killing someone and then end up killing your wife?
Right? How, like, what is it a gradual process or was it always in him? Like, was he always capable if the
And no one pissed him off enough?
right, if the right conditions aligned, like, could he have killed someone at a high school backyard party? Could he have killed somebody at the church retreat? Could he, you know what I mean? Was it always in him? Or is this just, does somebody just snap and go, you know what? I think it's okay to kill now. I don't get it.
Yeah, and so here's what my next hypothesis on these situations is, how like a John Wayne Gacy or so many of these other crazy killers were somehow abused when they were, when they were children, when they were young, and usually in horrendous ways that kind of, cranked that craziness up in them, but they were also probably like genetically predisposed, like born psychopaths, and you have some sort of traumatic abuse as a child. That's where some of the worst killers in the world come from, right? But what if you have the brain chemistry and you're part of that like 1% of the population that's a literal psychopath? Like, not only are you not empathetic to the suffering of your fellow human being, but you like delight in their suffering. But what if you're one of those, but you're like born in like Frisco, and you live in a nice subdivision, and your dad's a dentist, and life's pretty good, and no one ever pisses you off, and you kind of have, you're doing all right with the ladies, and you end up going to SMU, and like life's pretty good. And then as soon as you get out, there's like some paper pushing job where you're already making six figures, and you're living in a nice subdivision, and you've got a beautiful wife, and your kids are doing great. And
We know this guy. This guy happens all the time, and he becomes a big star. We're talking about Scott Peterson. We're talking about that guy, and I can't remember his name now, in Arizona, that murdered his wife, and she was pregnant because he had a new girlfriend that he wanted to be with. These are people with white collar jobs, well educated, come from decent backgrounds, nary a brush with the law and all their hijinks, and then all of a sudden they're like willing to hack their wife up and put her in a giant blue plastic jar and then throw her in a river. I don't know. I honestly think that it's always in you. I think maybe it lies dormant, but.
Well, I also kind of keep a sort of, to compartmentalize stuff in my head. I have categories for things. And as far as like the categories go on, hang on, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. A whole category of news where the real answer is just break up with them. Kind of like the king of that category. And I hate it when you do this. You are distracting with that. I can't even think because I'm listening to you. Because now I know you're doing it on purpose.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please continue. I just marvel at how strong the mic is. I mean, it really, really picks up the crunch good.
You can mute yourself. Oh my God, so annoying. Thank you. God. Okay, so I have a whole category of news stories that is, why don't you just break up with them? So, someone runs over someone with a car, someone sets someone else's house on fire, someone shoots up someone's house, or someone, like gets in a fight with someone's mom or something like that, or someone runs off with a kid, or someone crashes into a house, or someone, slaps them in a bar. Just break up with them. And I think this is sort of the ultimate version of that. God, that noise. I don't want to do this. I don't even want to do it. Is this what you're going to do? I don't want to do this.
No, I want you to do it. I'm sorry. Look, I told you I got a late start. I didn't eat dinner. I was out. I rushed back. I was so hungry all day.
I thought that was past tense.
What?
You're eating one of the Big Macs right now?
No, I'm finishing the fries. I ate the Big Macs between I ate the Big Macs between 8:57 p.m. and 9:02 p.m. And then I moved on to the fries. And I'm sorry, I won't be distracted. But let me just say something.
You're chewing it right into the microphone on purpose.
No, it was an accident. I don't know. Something was crazy with the mics. It's not working. It's doing something strange.
No way.
So I gotta ask you, my Mexican friend, because you're my Mexican friend. Okay, you're the expert on this.
I've never lived in Mexico.
You're my Mexican friend. I don't know what this is that I'm drinking. I am drinking some. I love this thing. I keep forgetting what it's called. You get it at 7-Eleven. They got it in the spigots down here in Texas. It's like some kind of Mexican tapioca pudding drink. It's fantastic. Actually, more like rice pudding, maybe. Actually, I'll tell you what it tastes like. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the milk at the bottom. If you were to make that milk at the bottom of a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch into a drink you could get at 7-Eleven. I don't know what it's called, but it's delicious, and I love it.
It's called horchata.
That's it. Let me tell you something. I was 53 and a half years worth of spins on this planet, man, before I knew that this was a thing. And now I know how I'm going to do you know how you're going to contract diabetes? I do. It's through endless horchata. This is amazing. James.
It's a good way to go.
Let me just talk about your people here for a minute. And if I may be so bold as a middle-aged white man sitting here streaming at night, the Mexican people are just fantastic. I want more of your culture. I want more of your drinks. Mojito. What is that? That's Brazilian. Nobody cares. I want more of your, what is this called?
Horchata.
Horchata. I want more horchata. I want more tacos. I want more burritos. Your women are beautiful. The music is fun.
Look, I tell you what, if I could wave a magic wand and import one thing from my 1/4 Hispanic heritage, because that's all I got, but that's, something. I would import the heavy use of tubas and accordions and trumpets and shit and music and all that, because
I can get behind that. I can accept that. If that means more horchata and beautiful women and great food, hey.
Well,
tubas and rock.
Well, and my kids love it too. And, because when they go to middle school and play in band, there's a tuba behind them and there's some people playing trumpets and this is like real music to them. And why isn't that on any of the, gringo stations? And I don't have a good answer for it. There is nary a tuba to be found on a white or black American station.
That's polka domain. That's it. The tuba is white people music for tubas is polka. That's like the only place you see it.
Right. So points to the polka crew. Like that's legit.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean that's
it's real legit. Polka, especially in the northwestern United States. I mean, if you've never lived there, but that's a massive Eastern European and Polish population in this country, millions and millions of people. Polka's a real thing.
Polka King?
Eddie Blazonczyk. I used to deliver pizzas to Eddie Blazonczyk, the polka queen. I'd stand there in his big, beautiful walkway, and he had all these. He won a shit ton of Grammy awards, and he had this hallway where you'd wait. If you were to knock on his door, you'd wait. I mean, the dude made millions. You never heard of him, but being the polka king pays well because you're getting all the polka fans' money, all of them.
Great.
It was I just remember thinking, man, this is pretty badass. And he's got all these trophies, in the room that you wait. The doors open up, you see the big staircase, and you wait in this door. Yeah, hold on. He'd come, he'd be in his bathroom. Hold on, let me get you some money. And he'd walk back, he'd disappear, and you're just looking around at all these gold records and polka things. Yeah, polka's real. Eddie Blazonczyk.
Yeah, so I would import tubas, trumpets, and big fan of the accordion too. And accordion isn't ubiquitous through all of Mexican culture. It's really just the regional norteños music, what's close to Texas and sort of overlap there. And a lot of that is influenced by the Germans who came to Texas and brought their accordions.
Has there been some crossover rock band that uses tubas and accordions? Because, it's fun stuff.
Well, I don't think there can be a rock. And these guys aren't playing rock; they're playing something else. So if
Dave Matthews do it, I imagine if anybody tried Dave Matthews got a tuba in that band.
I mean, I'm sure everyone's pulled it out when they try to do some fancy unplugged thing with a little symphony or whatever.
Yeah,
like when Porter's at it. So yeah, I would. Big fan of the accordion too. Surprised it's not bigger in
Me too. I like the accordion. I like the noise it makes. I like the bagpipe too, though. I'm a sucker for a bagpipe. Even though, I was told as a kid, the song Big Country, that song in a big
Yeah.
I was always told that was a bagpipe in the beginning. And I was like, that's a badass bagpipe. It's not, it's a guitar.
That's a guitar.
It's a guitar trying to sound like a bagpipe. But we all thought it was bagpipes.
It worked.
Yeah, but
Okay, so there's a restaurant chain. There's like 3 of them called Ruby's here in Bug Tussle that have like 6 different flavors of horchata. They just have like a wall of different horchatas.
Wait a second, I thought horchata was just one flavor. I thought it was just like rice pudding, like cinnamon rice pudding. What other flavors they got? They got like a chocolate horchata. That'd be good.
Yeah, they do.
Of course they do. That'd be good.
That is so loud.
It is.
They're so doing that on purpose.
All right, hold that thought. You got anything you want to jump in with? I got something I want to blow your mind with.
Blow my mind.
All right, so excuse me. First and foremost, let's take a look at this. All right, I want to show you something. We'll do this first, yeah. Hold on.
Brock Landers is funny.
Oh, well, thank you. I watched Django Unchained with my kid this weekend.
That's
14 years old.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's too violent for him, but he loved it. What's not the love? All right. You know what? I'm sorry. Oh, you want to hear something embarrassing too? I was just reminded of this. So I had my kid over here for the weekend, and on Friday I do a birthday segment on the High Noon Show where I give these people who were born today, and I do a little riff on each person, people I find interesting. Talked about a guy named Chuck Connors. Do you know who Chuck Connors is?
The rifleman.
There you go. The rifleman also began his career in gay porn. A lot of people don't know that, but some people do.
Shut up.
Yeah. So I told the story about how Chuck Connors, did gay porn.
I don't know this story. You act like I know this.
Everybody knows it.
Who knows that? Anyone
who know these kinds of things know it.
Jeff Barney, Jorge Byron. Has anyone heard that Chuck Connors started?
Yeah, he did. He is. Pugs is drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk at all. I haven't had any alcohol. Okay, so anyway, I was looking up and then I tried to prove it. I was like, yeah, there's this crazy still from Chuck Connors' gay film. And by the way, I've seen him getting it. I've seen the film with my own eyes. And so anyway, that was Friday. It was for the show. My son Friday night comes, sits down, opens up this computer that I use for the show, pulls up Google and goes, who's Chuck Connors and why are you looking for gay porn? Because I pulled up Chuck Connors' gay porn. I'm like, oh man, for the show. He's like, yeah, right. Who's Chuck Connors? Why are you looking up gay porn? Anyway, moving on. So there was a picture. I wanted to show it to you, but we don't have to waste time looking for it. Did you see the video of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce over the weekend?
No,
Travis?
No.
Well, they're obviously doing. You know what? Now I really want to show it to you because I want you to tell me what you think is happening here. I think she's in love with him. That's what I think is happening. It's the first picture of any true attraction, I guess you could say, between the two of them, right? Because we don't have any real pictures of them making out or anything like that, right? So here, let's check this out.
I don't know. We might have 1,000. How the hell am I supposed to know?
God darn it. Hold on. Hold on. Making me sign in. Why are you making me sign in, you sons of... There we go. Okay. So here's the video.
Oh, my glasses for this one.
So here you go. This is taken backstage in Rio de Janeiro. Taylor Swift is getting off stage. This is a fan filming it from backstage. She's getting off stage. She sees Travis Kelce. And just, you tell me. Here's what happens. Okay. All right, she's just seen him. She's running. There he is. All right. And then they disappear into the VIP Taylor Swift thing. All right, one more time. I love you. Fans. All right, so Just I'm gonna let you opine on this. This isn't really what I want to blow your mind with, but it's a nice way to set up it. First of all, they are a real that to me just tells me they are absolutely a real couple. He doesn't fly to Rio de Janeiro on his bye week to be a part of some little. She ran up to him like the way a girlfriend runs up to her boyfriend that she hasn't seen in a while, right? She gets off stage. James, what do you see there? I see a woman who is either truly in love or an apex predator who is fully aware that her brand is breaking hearts and she is setting another one up just to knock them down.
We don't know, and we're not supposed to know, and we're not going to know unless she admits it, because we don't know if she really means it or if she's just playing the game. And I mean,
That shit was convincing though, man. If I'm him and I see Taylor Swift running at me like that and then jumps into my arms, I'm feeling pretty good about my status.
well, no, I'm not totally jaded about it, but I think it's a mix of both. You know, she could tell him, hey, don't come out on the stage in front of everyone and I'll just hug you. Or I could just, kiss you as soon as we get on the other side of that curtain that's 3 feet away. She wanted people to see that. And I kind of have the same feelings about this that I do about the old Ellen DeGeneres paradox, where I don't know if Ellen DeGeneres, you know how she would come out and dance at the beginning of every show?
Right.
She would dance. She just like straddle the coffee table and like jigger over and just dancing, just cutting the rug. So I don't know if Ellen DeGeneres really loved dancing or if she wanted you to think she was the type of person that loved dancing.
Yeah.
Right. And why would she ever admit it if she's just hamming it up? And again, not to be totally jaded, but I believe it's a mix. Maybe she kind of likes dancing, like all of us kind of like it, but also maybe she really wants you to think.
She's a performer, right? I think. Here's what I think. Okay, I'm a great judge of person. Ellen DeGeneres is an incredibly uptight person. I imagine she's kind of quiet, a bit of a wallflower. She's been judged her entire life. She's not comfortable in big rooms. She wants to be the center of attraction, and she's attained that. But she is playing a role. How does she think somebody who's the direct opposite of her would behave when meeting their crowd? Dance and be crazy. Yeah, I think it's purely performative on her part. I think she is completely, because look, we've heard the stories about what she's really like. She ain't nothing like that woman that we think she is. The girl who dances and who loves everybody. And
right. And so, I mean, was she always that person, or did she become that person? Or because I
think she was always a person capable of that. It's just that all of a sudden she got the power to be the worst version of that person. But she's probably always been some variation of that person.
I hear you.
Whether that means she steals your toilet paper when she's your roommate in college and doesn't cop to it, I don't know. You know what I mean? I mean, there's all different. Water seeks its own level. So right now, she's a person who's in a position of power. I think she's incredibly awkward, and I think that that's a big act. If we're talking specifically about her whole brand image in the dancing and all that, yeah.
Okay, so she is from 2 hometowns: Metairie, Louisiana, which is a suburb of New Orleans, and Atlanta, Texas, where my college sweetheart was from. And so I spent a lot of time in Atlanta for a couple of years, and I talked to probably 6 people that knew her. Pretty small town. They all said she was super nice. Everybody loved her. She was really gracious and generous, and she comes by and does stuff every once in a while, and she's totally cool. No one had one bad thing to say about her. And so for the few people I knew in New Orleans, probably like 2 or 3 people that actually met her, said the same thing. All I've heard from people that have met her, so all my secondhand sources were 100% up that she's nice.
Well, I can tell you, I know a number of comedians who have said good things about, most recently with you there, Dean Lewis. He speaks very highly of her.
Oh, I didn't know he met her. I mean,
yeah, he mentioned a couple of times. He worked with her. She's like one of his, he used to write for her and stuff. And remember, he went to Houston to open for her when he had his incident, his medical scare.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, he was in Houston opening for her. Anyway, yeah, he speaks very highly of her. I just look at a woman who seems like a wreck. Anyway, back to Taylor
Swift. Yeah.
Taylor Swift, different kind of wreck. Jeff in the chat room there, he's calling her a succubus.
Maybe.
I gotta be honest, I wouldn't mind being a victim. I mean, maybe that's the way Travis Kelce is looking at this. He's like, you know what? This is all about how I come out of this on the other side. Maybe she's gonna write a song about me, but if I just remain cool, I could be like the badass who didn't let her destroy him. He's going along for the ride, and I can't blame him.
So what is it? I think Kevin Federline gets $23,000 a month
Yeah.
and has been for like 20 years.
Oh yeah. How great is
So,
that?
I mean, Kelsey's got his own money, but
Right. No,
We're
no, he
talking
doesn't
about-
need the money. This is about here. Travis Kelsey's career might be over fairly soon here, although he seems to be peaking. But he may not want to take more hits. Right now, Travis Kelsey, if he retired, he could make more money doing something else because of the elevation of his brand, because of this Taylor Swift thing. Right now, he could host shows. He could be an actor if he wanted. First of all, can we just talk about him? He's a goddamn male model to start. I mean, he's really a good-looking man. He's a handsome man, and he's a talented football player and seems to have a great personality. His brother has an awesome personality. I see those two dominating the podcast world. Their podcast is really good.
well, kudos to the brother for being the spear of the unstoppable eagle wedge 2022 and 2023. Like everyone needs to develop that play, but everyone doesn't have a Kelsey snapping the ball.
What do they call that? The Philly. Well, it's the tush push, but it's the Philly. I don't know what do they call it? It's not,
Does it have a name?
yeah, the tush push, because everybody does it now. Every other team has adopted it, but Philly has a specific variation of the tush push, which is I don't know. That's it. I'm sorry. Philly does the brotherly shove. How great is that? The brotherly.
I've heard that, but I like it.
The tush push in Philadelphia is called the brotherly shove. So anyway, Taylor Swift. Is she evil? I don't know. I think she's delightful. I think she's misunderstood, and I think she's going to make some guy a very happy little homemaker someday.
I doubt she's evil. I think she may be a little exploitative, but that's not the same. It's not evil.
It's not evil. She's not evil. I've seen enough of like the documentary, and I know that she's a brand and all that, but even she's at the very.
You know how good it is for business for her to have a boyfriend?
It's good for her business because she writes hit songs about it.
Yeah.
So, actually, it's good for her to break up with her boyfriend, which brings us back to what is the end game. That's all of her songs are like breakup songs. That's why people are worried about this. That's why she's known as a succubus, because she goes out with these guys, she breaks their heart, and then she writes hit songs about it.
Makes that
about how
$1 million. Yeah.
So anyway, this is not what I want to talk to you about. Taylor Swift, although you brought it up, whether you believe she's inherently evil or not. James, I have recently discovered a new conspiracy. I honestly don't know if this is a part of the, what would you call it? The QAnon, what's that? Syllabus? I don't know, but it certainly feels like something that could have emanated from their ranks.
All right.
Are you familiar with the Taylor Swift is actually Xena LaFay, an ageless satanic high priestess who has lived for centuries? Are you aware of this? That Taylor Swift is actually Xena LaFay. Now, do you know who Xena LaFay is?
No.
Xena LaFay is the daughter of Anton LaVey, who is the originator of the Satanic Church. And he basically wrote the Satanic Bible, and he basically started the Satanism, all of that. That's him. He's like the Jesus Christ of Satanism here in America and worldwide. So she's his daughter. And for years, she was the spokesperson for the Satanic Church. So anytime the Satanic Church wants to build a statue in Omaha, they trot her out to be the spokesperson, right? Like Geraldo. What's that?
What's her name?
Xena LaFay. Xena LaFay. And she was the spokesperson.
Comic book character, doesn't it?
It does. So she's been on Oprah and Sally Jesse. At any time,
Really?
we're gonna talk about the very real problem of Satanism in America. Joining us from the First Church of Satan is spokesperson and high priestess Xena LaFay. And like she'd come out. And now I can tell you, James, as a kid watching these shows in the 1980s, one of the first things that we all thought when the Satanic High Priestess came out was, holy shit, she's hot.
Of course she is.
It's really hot.
Of course she's a hot chick.
Well, and you would almost think she would have to be if now in 2023 people are saying Taylor Swift is just her. Now, I had never put it together that Taylor Swift looks exactly like Xena LaFay, but I first saw this conspiracy on Twitter on Friday, and I thought to myself, this is absurd. I'm familiar with both of these people. This can't be a thing. Then I looked into it. Then I started looking at some pictures, James.
Let me see.
Yeah, we're going to have to show you some pictures. Okay, so apparently this is a big thing online. People have been saying this for a while. I'm going to show you. Here are some side-by-sides. We'll just go through them. This is off the Bing. Oh, no, never mind. Hold on. No, never mind. I want to go to Bing. I can't believe I was on Google. Google pictures suck. They don't give you the best thing. Yeah, go to Bing and images. There's also a Russian search engine called Yandex that is really good for big images if you want them for posters and stuff. Anyway, that's my tip to you. Don't spend too much time on Yandex, though. I think that might be illegal. It's not illegal, but you know what I'm saying. We don't want to be doing business with those people. Okay, Taylor Swift and Xena. There it is. Yeah, oh my God. All you got to do is put and a Z, and it's the first one that comes up. So yeah, so people have... All right.
How old is Xena?
Well, Xena LeVay would probably be maybe my age or a little bit older than me. So I'm guessing that Xena LeVay is probably born in 66, 67, something like that. All right, here you go. Here she is. It starts out with side-by-sides. All right, can you tell which one is Taylor? Okay, I'm not sharing yet. One is Taylor Swift and one is Xena LeVay. One is Xena LeVay from like 1985, and one is Taylor Swift from recently. Or no, actually, that looks like a young Taylor Swift, but
that's really close.
It's really close. Hold on, there are more. Let's go through these, shall we?
Yeah.
All right.
Man, that's funny.
So the idea is that everything terrible people are saying about Taylor Swift is true, and that she is in fact like a time-defying, time-traveling, some people say, but she is an emissary of Satan sent here. We've known her in past generations as Xena LeVay, and this is, of course, the proof that they're going with.
Okay, but she was born in like 1964.
Who, Xena LeVay? Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, she's a couple of years older than me, but I always thought, she was.
So how old is she supposed to be now?
Well, that would probably make her 58, 59. So Xena LeVay would be 59, and she's just kind of, nobody's seen her in a while. Now, I did some looking into that too. People are saying, well, that's why you ain't seen her anymore, because now she's Taylor Swift. That makes sense to some people.
Now, how did she, turn back the clock as far as aging goes? Did she like drink baby's blood or something? Adrenochrome? Do you know about adrenochrome?
I do. Yeah, that's fetus juice. This is now she's just Satan stuff. Don't ask too many questions. Just go with it because they bear a passing resemblance. Just dedicate your life to proving this. Now, quit your job, leave your wife, and dedicate your life to proving that this is true because they bear a passing resemblance.
Well, here's how I know it's not true, because if Satan really could do that, there would be a whole lot of people doing this.
Doing what?
A whole lot of you who would sell your soul to look young for 50 years. I don't know. I guess after that, go to hell or something. But
look at these. Some of these are really striking. I mean, you can tell which one is Xena LeVay because obviously some of them look like they were done 30, 40 years ago. But there really is a resemblance. Taylor Swift, however, though, here's what I would say. Xena
LeVay with like a brow lift and a nose job.
Well, Xena LeVay looks like Taylor Swift trying to be evil. Right? Like Xena LeVay, like she looks. Look at these. These are evil eyes. These are evil eyes. These are evil eyes. These are not evil eyes. These are engaged eyes. These are eyes that are open and wide to the world. Same with these. This is, evil eyes. All right, here you go. There's I don't know what we're looking at here, James. Thoughts?
That's a trash hairstyle on the right.
Right here?
Yeah.
What is 80s?
Yeah. Like 80s, just woke up from a nap. 80s.
She doesn't even like here. like if you didn't see Taylor Swift next to her and I just showed you a picture of Zena LeVay, I don't think this picture you'd go Taylor Swift. I'd go Kathy Moriarty. That's who she looks more like to me.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, no. Nobody knows who Kathy Moriarty is. Why should they? She's just an actress. Hold on, though. Let me see. Hold on. Maybe Kathy Moriarty is the one. Oh, she comes up. Kathy M. She's the first one. She must be a bigger actress than I thought. All right, so this is Kathy Moriarty. I think
we're
Zena.
dragging her in this.
Yeah, we're dragging her. Yeah, because I think Zena LeVay looks more like
Okay.
Kathy Moriarty. All right, so
Go ahead, Brock Landers.
Trying to find a pic. Look, Sorry is a little bit younger.
Brock.
There you go. There's Kathy Moriarty from like the age of Zeno when we were looking at her. She looks more like Kathy Moriarty. I don't know. Anyway, so what do you think? Give me your thoughts. Tell me.
I like to find these people and actually talk to them. I find that to be like amusing, like watching a Netflix show, because you ask, it's like talking to a flat earther. It's like, well, what do you think's on the other side of the wall then? And just hear and whatever they say, it's not true, but I just want to hear what they think. I just want to hear, how do you come to this conclusion? Because it sounds like a fun universe you live in, and I would like to watch it like a movie. So Zena LeVay. So in order for her to have the power to continue looking this young and have all the success and make $1 billion, that means Satan actually has some power. Like that, I don't see Jesus doing that for anybody. I don't see Jesus suspending anyone's aging. Maybe Tom Cruise or something like that. But
maybe we ought to look into this Satan stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, I should also point out, Zena LeVay, she's been missing. Here she is. She's really Taylor Swift. She's not missing. She's just not in America anymore. She's actually a well-known artist in Berlin. She's been in Berlin for 30 years. She's an artist. She's like a Buddhist monk now or something. She's not even a Satanist anymore. And apparently she hadn't had any contact with her father since like the mid 1990s. So she broke away from the satanic church that her father started, and she's no longer that person. And now she's an artist, and she's an old woman. And she's not Taylor Swift, is my point, although I want her to be.
Well, what a nice ending to that story. So she just restarted in Germany?
Yeah. Well, she got into an issue. So her story is that...
You know this?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? I'm fascinated by the LeVay family and Church of Satanism and how that whole thing took off in the 70s. Anyway, I've read the Satanic Bible. It's a crazy book. And it's not like the Bible. It's just like the Bible. No, it's not. It's like a novel. Read it. Don't be stupid. Anyway, moving on. I'm not a Satanist either. Anyway, point is this. What is my point? What was I saying? Look at her here leaning into it. She's really leaning into she's got the pentagram behind her.
You read the Bible or whatever?
So what happened? No. So what happened between her and her father? She got to be like, 25, 26. She's like, Dad, I don't want to do this. This is starting to suck. I'm on TV. Everybody thinks I'm a weirdo. I'm 25. I'm kind of hot. I like to do something. And he was like, no, you are the high priestess of Satanism and blah, blah, blah. And so she was very controversial. She left. Then it was almost like a Scientology thing where she said he was trying to kidnap her and all that kind of stuff. So she moved to Germany, became an artist, married some dude named Shrek. And so now she's Zena Shrek and not Zena LeVay. She's not even trying to milk the family name or anything like that. But yeah, she's around. She's apparently, I don't know, people seem to like her.
Man.
In Germany anyway. But they're a bad judge of people, as we know.
So what's their answer on how she did it? Satan?
They have no answers. And quite honestly, I'm afraid to engage. I've only been reading the storyline, like what they think happened. And it's crazy.
Oh, crap. Her name is Shrek.
Yeah. I know all about this. I know about this woman. What do you think? I've just come here with no information?
Well, does that have anything to do with the movie Shrek?
Oh, I don't think so. I think she's married a German guy whose name was Shrek. I bet you that's a common name in Germany. Sounds very common German.
Well, is Shrek some sort of satanic allegory that I'm not familiar with?
I don't know. Let's ask the Q people. Should we ask them? They might have some.
Of course it is. Yeah.
There you go. All right, that's it. I just wanted to share that with you. It's a fun little thing. If you guys ever want to fall down a wiki hole and hang out with some weird people for a couple hours, just Google search Taylor Swift and Zena LeVay and just let the internet take you.
Well, First off, I do want to talk to someone who believes that stuff.
Well, book them then. I don't really want to get into. Excuse me. I don't know. Hey, what else? You got anything? What do you got?
Let me see if I can look this up real quick.
You don't want to move on from this subject. That's fine.
No, I do. But you remember our friend Jennifer, the one who gets arrested a lot. You ever go through and look at her videos?
No.
No, I had to go to the dentist today, and the dentist is Paul, and he was telling me that she's been making some videos where she disparages the good name of the constable and his son, and there have been consequences to that, and so now she keeps making videos where she's griping about these guys, and I need to watch them because they're hilarious.
Okay.
And I just want to ask you, do you even know what a constable does? Because I don't. I think they serve subpoenas or something, right?
Yeah, they serve court orders. So
what? But the point is I'm not sure what they do.
What a constable does is that they dispatch the orders of the court through the arm of law enforcement. So if you are being sued and you need to be served, there are some jurisdictions that they don't hire outside process servers where they just use constables. Dallas County is one of those. That's why we see the constables out all the time. You're going to be evicted. It's the guy from the county that comes is the constable with that thing. So it's for lawsuits and civil stuff.
Oh, he's got to run around evicting people half the time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that stuff. Oh, that sucks. Okay.
He is a representative of a constabulary. Which is, I think, maybe the right way to say it. I don't know.
No way. Constabulary is a made-up word that just never existed until 2 seconds ago.
I don't know. I think it's a real word. Let's see. Is that a real word? It'd be cool if it was. I think it was. Sounded like a real word.
Well, I just...
Constabulary. Nah, she didn't get that. It's not a real word. Go ahead. Continue.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about wanting to see this video because, it's fun to see people and the stuff that they can get into. And with the whole cavalcade of sharing a nation of 330 million people, plus the rest of the globe, we're going to get some funny stories out of it. And it is kind of funny that this is a girl I grew up with. Like we played Little League soccer on the same team when we were 6 years old and all that crap. And I don't know. Why does that make it so much more compelling? Because if you go to the grocery store, you could probably pull aside 4 or 5 people whose lives would be just as, dramatic and fun to hear about.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that she's a high achieving individual in that line of life. I don't think this is, I think you have every right to be curious. I think that she's somebody. Here's why. Because you remember her when anything was possible. You remember her when it was a blank slate, when, my God, you were all young together and pretty certain you just take divergent paths and all of a sudden she's this and you're where you are and you have every right to be curious about how that may have happened. And that's what this is in you.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know. It also just...
Let's watch a video. What do you got? Come on. You can't tease us with crazy ramblings.
Well, look, this is the kind of stuff she's posting now. And if she's going to put it on Facebook, then it's public and fair use or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Wait a second. I don't want to hurt her in any way. Well, she's your friend.
Hang on. Oh, here.
Do I need to share it?
Oh, yeah.
What's she doing? Is she doing like a Michael Moore thing? What's she stalking these people with her camera?
I don't know.
That ain't going to end well.
I think this is her voice we're hearing. So this is her. So yeah, let me share it. Boom. You ready?
Yep.
This is Josh Hill and Sabrina. Taking time out of their day to come meet me in the lobby. They seem to be bragging about it on the way. Josh Hill seems really excited. They're coming to let me know there's a stray dog that I rescued. They didn't want to give it back to me. Pretty sure Josh is the instigator since Sabrina before this was pretty nice. Here we go.
Jennifer, how are you?
Oh, Josh Hill remember me. Imagine that. Since he just arrested me.
Huh?
All right, I figured out what's going on. She got the body cam footage from the constable himself. And this is her narrating over it. And this is also her, you see, checking in here at the Constable Josh.
That's her right there.
I think that's her right there. That
Look
definitely.
at her. She can do video editing and stuff like that. We got a job for her if she can hold it down.
So she got the body cam footage of the constable, I guess, because they have to wear body cam even when they're just chilling in the
damn libs.
Whatever this, whatever. Let's look at the description over here. Boom. Josh Hill forced to resign from fire department, influenced by my false arson charge, and reassigned to our constable's office precinct 4. Josh Joplin.
All right, so this is a guy who she accused of trumping up arson charges against her, and she is now reporting that he has been fired from that position, but is now resurfaced as a constable, and she would like that duly documented.
Right, and she is claiming this is Josh Hill's body cam in the description over here. We continue.
Okay.
We're fans of the Facebook. We saw your post.
And what does that have to do?
Super nice.
Okay, thanks.
No, it wasn't super nice.
Well, people can put whatever they want on their Facebook.
You're right, they can. So you're also not telling the truth.
Oh, absolutely, I'm
not
telling the truth.
telling the
That I didn't help you.
truth.
I didn't say that you didn't help me.
You put constable though. I'm a constable.
This is
I wasn't
during
talking
her
about you.
workout.
I wasn't talking about you.
Because that's the
No,
way
no,
people
I wasn't even talking about you. I went by Chad Hoax, and I said I was the constable, and I left him there in Howler, and I found my owner. I didn't say that you didn't help me. I didn't say anything about me. I couldn't get hold of Josh. I didn't know you're the constable.
Well, I'm not the constable.
Oh.
Okay, I'm a deputy.
So I said constable, right? I didn't say deputy constable.
Okay, you're right. That's fine.
I will
I
make
appreciate
sure.
you found the owner. I'm going to go and actually take him to the owner because he's been with us.
Because
this whole
Josh
time.
Hill's an
So don't worry
instigator, and
about it.
apparently
I know that it's
Sabrina.
kind of
No, I'm going to
inconvenient
take the
for
dog
you.
because they're expecting me. It's not
Easily
very good,
influenced.
and they called me and they're expecting me, and I rearranged the
Something
time and
everyone
everything.
loves in a cop.
I put 3 hours out of my day to
There's
rescue the
also
dog.
3 hours on night. You understand?
1 hour,
3
Sabrina.
hours.
All right.
May I please?
We
May I
need
please?
this all. I mean,
We're gonna
is there something coming up that I'm missing here? Because this is very chaotic. This is sad. What's going on here? I mean, I can tell what's going on here, but what is the end game? I guess would be what I would ask. Why are you doing this and making it public? What are you hoping to achieve? She's taking credit for the reassignment of Josh Hill, which so maybe that's what's got her going harder. James.
So just because she has like a messed up past, and clearly she doesn't have what seems to be the most stable and fun life going on. As many times she's been arrested and stuff. What if she's like right and she's crusading against some corrupt guy and she's like actually doing the right thing? Or what if she's just harassing some poor guy who probably had a bad day and maybe took it out on her or did something, but overall like the community is better for him being in office? Like, I don't know. I see these, and these are so hard to process, and it's easy to compartmentalize when you don't know the person. But now that you know the person, it messes with your head.
Well, you know her. You know the person making these accusations. So you've got a bit more context than us, the casual viewer, who when we watch these videos and we don't know the person, we just assume that they are the most righteous individual ever and they've been wronged and we're going to watch a video from their point of view. So, I mean, what do you think? I mean, is she in the right or is she in the wrong? You've got more context than we do. To me, it just looks like another person. Look, I try to avoid the confrontation with the man at all costs, right? Like,
so same. But you know what it looks like to me? This looks like every person in every episode of Cops that I've ever watched that are just,
and it never ends well for him.
No, it doesn't. But it's I don't know. Do you have like other friends of yours that you have to see them go through stuff like this, and you're like, oh, this sucks?
No, I don't have any friends. I mean, all of my friends like that I still know of. I know nothing like this. But also, I grew up on the other side of it. I grew up around cops. Like I grew up just filthy with cops, just everywhere. Cops, cop family, cop best friend's dad's a big cop. My other friend's dad's a cop. Cops.
Really?
So I've seen the other side of it. So I do know that cops are not above doing what she is accusing them of. I mean, I have heard drunk cops sitting around a picnic table joking about railroading somebody just to get that. You know what I mean? Just joking. We ought to do? We ought to plan something on joking. So I have no idea whether or not that's real. But I mean, I know that's not above and beyond. Look, cops are not Cops are just dudes, man. They answered an ad in the local paper and they wanted a good job with security, and that sounded like a good way for them to go. This idea that we make them righteous and above reproach. So she could be right. I don't know. Small town cops are bad. You've covered that.
What percentage of cops do you think are capable of this?
Capable of what she's saying, which is completely making up a charge out of whole cloth and trying to pin it on an innocent civilian. Okay. What percentage of cops are, I would hope 15% at most. At most.
So there's like 800,000 law enforcement officials on every level in the United States. So 15% of that is what?
Dangerous.
120,000. That's an army.
That's a lot. It's a lot of bad guys, a lot of bad cops. But I can tell you, other cops know about bad cops. Like other cops, like good cops, bad. Like I've heard cops sitting around going, he's bad police. Bad. That's how they term it. Bad police, good police. He's bad police. That means he shouldn't be on the job. And there's shit tons of them that shouldn't be on the job. And the other cops know it. And when they're drinking, and they're talking about fuck ups that they work with, the way we all talk about we all have these people that we work with who shouldn't be doing the job. Cops are the same way. And you hear it. And it seems to me growing up that there were an awful lot of bad cops, and maybe even some of them claiming others were bad. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's a 50-50 thing. I think how many cops are righteous? Like how many cops are out there actually trying to be the ideal of what we want, the poster boy? I think a lot of them start out that way, but I think it's when you deal with dirtbags like us, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of dirtbag civilians out there. It can make you bitter.
Man, wouldn't that be weird to be a cop? I can't.
I could have very easily been a cop. Would have been totally accepted. No, no, thank you. No, thank you. Although I'd rather be a cop than a fireman.
Oh no, I'd much rather be a fireman.
Why?
I don't know. That looks like more fun.
Maybe. Well, okay. Maybe this is a geographic thing, because firemen on the south side of Chicago run into burning project homes all the time, and they don't come out. It's very deadly. But out in rural, remember what? A barn catches fire, and three of you put a hose on it. You're good.
A lot of grass fires. Yeah.
You ever seen Backdraft? Seriously, seeing the movie Backdraft scared the shit out of me of being a big city firefighter. No way. I'd take my chances as a cop. I'd stay in the car. You can't stay in the truck when you pull up to a fire. You got to go in. They're watching you. They're going to make you go in. I don't go in. Place is on fire.
All right. Any thoughts on the Cowboy game yesterday?
Here are my thoughts on the Cowboy game. I told my son before kickoff, he's a little meatball. I go, look, here's what they got to do. They got to blow this team out. Anything less than an absolute devastation of this team proves that they can't hang with the Eagles or the 49ers and that they're just a mid team. And he goes, why you put all that pressure? They blew them out. So we were happy. we were like, look, they did what they needed to do. So those are my thoughts on the Cowboys. They needed to blow that team out. They were at home. It very easily could have been a trap game. A lot of people look at the Cowboys and think they're susceptible to trap games. Giants could have come in there and upset them. They didn't. They blew them out. They dropped the hammer.
All right. You got anything else?
Oh, no. Yeah. You know what? Here I do. Actually, I got one less thing we can do. I got another suggestion for you. I know you think we do nothing but watch TV around here. My son and I this weekend, as I said, we watched Django Unchained, 3 hours. Excuse me. But then we watched something else, and you might be interested in this. And I'm wondering how much you know about this guy because of the generational difference. I'm wondering not only how much you know about him, but how much do you, I was going to say revere him, but if you don't know much about Albert Brooks. Are you familiar with Albert Brooks?
Not really.
Not really familiar with Albert Brooks. Okay, so Albert Brooks is a genius.
I brother or something?
What's no, but he is, Super Dave Osborne is. You ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah.
Okay, so Funkhauser?
Yeah, that's him, huh?
No, he's his brother. He's his far more famous brother. Super Dave Osborne basically became famous because he was Albert Brooks's brother. They were like, hey, that's Albert Brooks. Albert Brooks is a writer, director, HBO. This is real. What's that?
Why don't they have the same name?
Well, because Albert Brooks's real name is Albert Einstein. His brother's name is Yeah, his name is Albert Einstein, and Super Dave Osborne's real name is Bob Einstein. And he didn't, when Albert Brooks became a comedy writer, he didn't want to be Albert Einstein, so he had to change his name. And Mel Brooks was his hero, so he kept his first name of Albert and just changed his last name to his comedy writing hero, Mel Brooks, who then took his wing, and a lot of people thought, okay, sorry. Boom. Boom. This is brand new on HBO Max. I highly recommend it. Please enjoy. What is it called? Defending My Life. Here we go.
Albert was a shining god of comedy.
He was speaking directly to me.
Always something just different.
He was like a comedic tornado.
Just fearless and funny. He's so fucking hot.
It took this to finally hear a compliment. Can't wait till I'm dead.
So here's the thing. We've been friends for like almost 60 years. I've always looked up to you and what you could do with comedy.
I did 100 variety shows.
Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks.
This isn't me.
You're the only guy I know who would go on national television with a routine that you had never tried out.
I went in the bathroom, I would come up with something, and I would go do it.
Not only don't you have any money, but your sister is dead. That was funny.
He was the first alternative comic.
I think of him as the caviar of comedy.
This guy's really special.
You're Albert Brooks.
Cut it.
He's so good you can't steal it. If you stole it, you wouldn't know what to do with it.
I mean, he's a beautiful actor.
He has all that technique. He can do anything.
And I'm in love with you. How do you like that? I buried the lead.
Stanley Kubrick called me and said, this is the jealousy movie I've always wanted to make.
You've heard of a no-win situation, haven't you? Vietnam, this, I'm telling you, they're around. I think we're in one of them.
Everything he was talking about is what television turned into.
Film the gynecologist?
What you didn't want to happen watching an Albert Brooks movie, you never wanted the scenes to ever end.
Defending Your Life was one of the most insightful films I had ever seen.
Hi, how'd you die?
On stage, like you.
To me, genius is you have the idea and then the courage to execute it. I would rather have Albert's career than my career. I mean, I'm listening to all this and I'm getting a person who's been defending his life.
Every goddamn minute.
Yeah.
My agent said, I don't know why you always take the hard road. You think I see two roads.
Yeah.
I see one road.
Because this isn't me. It's not the real me. This is the real me.
He's the funniest man in the world.
All right, that is brand new on HBO Max. A fascinating documentary about a truly brilliant guy who I've just my entire life, he's been a hero of mine. So if you're unfamiliar with Albert Brooks, see this movie. My 14-year-old son, like I said, had no idea. We watched this documentary and now he's like, Dad, we got to watch all those movies. I go, yeah, we will.
Hang on. Is he dead?
No, he's not dead. He's perfectly. Here's why we don't know him. Because like 30 years ago, 25 years ago, he stopped doing everything other than Finding Nemo. That was like, he decided to come back and he's like, yeah, I'll do Finding Nemo. They begged him to do it. He's like, fine, I'll do it. He also did The Simpsons. He's a once a year, they would be like, please come do it. He's Hank Scorpio. You know, Hank Scorpio from The Simpsons. That's Albert Brooks. Every time Hank Scorpio, the boss, the billionaire, crazy tech guy who's always getting Homer. Anyway. So he had gone his entire life just making movies and writing and editing and sort of being this West Coast version of Woody Allen. And he was empty. He had no wife, no nothing. So at like 50 years old, he got married to a much younger girl, knocked her up 3 times in 5 years. And he spent the last 30 years raising his family, not making any movies or anything. So for the last 30 years, he hasn't been doing anything. And that's why Rob Reiner's like, there's an entire world out there that has no idea how the whole world of comedy owes you he really is one of the geniuses. And it's really interesting. And I think you get a kick out of it, especially now that you don't know who he is. Oh my God, please. You'll love it.
I guess he cut out right as I was starting to be conscious of the outside world.
here's what he did. He did smart comedy. He did art house comedy in the 1970s. And it's the kind of stuff that didn't do big box office, right? His best friend, you see Steven Spielberg in there. Steven Spielberg, when Steven Spielberg was at the height of 1970 Steven Spielberg, he used to just say, Albert, let's get in the car. And they would drive around Hollywood. Steven Spielberg would film everything. And Albert would hang out the window interviewing people in other cars. I mean, the way the guy is revered by people who are absolute gods. It's just really interesting to see it, and to see it from a guy who Albert Brooks never seemed to want it. Like he didn't need to be number one. He just needed to make shit that he really liked. And as I said, maybe his movies don't do great in the 1970s, but guess what? They were all discovered 10 years later, 15 years later. They're all like masterpiece cult classics at this stage in his career. So, I mean, have you ever seen Defending Your Life? Have you ever seen Modern Romance, Mother, The Muse? No. Anyway, they're all fantastic movies. You'd like them because they're really smart satires, dialogue driven, really well written, funny lines. And he's just, the other thing about him is that he plays himself in every movie. He plays Albert Brooks. What's that?
How long does this take?
How long does what take?
How long does this documentary on Albert Brooks take?
90 minutes. You're good. Yeah, I know. I'm going a little crazy because we just watched it last night with me and my kid, and I'm very jacked up about it because it was really good. And learning that you don't know who he is, I'm thinking this is really fun for you. I think you'd enjoy it. Anyway, that's it. That's my recommendation. Django Unchained and the Albert Brooks bio. Defending My Life, is it called? His movie is called Defending Your Life. So is the documentary called Defending My Life?
Is it on Netflix?
No, Max. HBO Max.
I think I have.
Is that a deal breaker?
I don't know. It might be.
Oh, well. I know if you like documentaries, it's very good. All right, James, we're out of here. Oh, I didn't get to talk about my cute outfit today. Oh, it's bunching up. It's not right. This one came with a little label that said collegiate prep. This is, it's a college sweatshirt underneath a solid blue classic Ivy League themed blazer with the gold C. Look, it's got the gold. Boom. This is what makes it collegiate prep. Anyway, cute outfit week continues. I don't know if you saw me on Twitter on Thursday or Friday night. I think I declared cute outfit week is dead. Cute outfit's now a lifestyle. That's right. Cute outfit lifestyle. Gotta do something to build up my self-respect. All right, I love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow at noon, okay? High noon, hot topics, current events, all the things that are happening in the world. I'm going to bring them all to you and more tomorrow at high noon, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. What am I going to do now? What am I going to watch? It's a new week. I gotta decide. What am I going to watch this week? I don't know. I got a couple episodes of Deadwood left. I could probably watch an episode of Deadwood before falling asleep. I don't know. I'm not. You know what I wish? I wish I hadn't seen the Albert Brooks documentary. Then I can go in the room and I can watch the Albert Brooks documentary and I can be like, oh, that's awesome. By the way, you know what else? You know what else I tried to watch? You guys, I tried to watch Oppenheimer. You know, the greatest movie ever made. I tried to watch Oppenheimer and I got like 10 minutes into it and I go, I'm not into this. So I don't know what I'm going to do with Oppenheimer. It's a movie that I know is probably really good. It just feels like I need to have the energy to match it. And I don't know if I'm feeling that energy to match Oppenheimer right now. Heavy, right? I don't want to be heavy. Whatever. All right, folks. We'll catch you tomorrow at noon. Bye, everybody. I'm Pugs Moran. He was James Parker. This has been Radio Misfits, the nightly show, Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. And as I say, we'll see you again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. I am on a never-ending quest. I am on a never-ending quest.